The most powerful truth about our existence has been systematically erased from history. As you watch this video, something inside you already recognizes what I'm about to reveal. A divine capacity that dwells within your being, waiting to be awakened. This isn't just another spiritual theory or modern interpretation. This is ancient knowledge that was deliberately removed from official Christian teachings. In the recovered Gnostic texts, particularly in the Pistis Sophia, we find detailed references to a teaching that Jesus shared only with his inner circle. This isn't a spiritual metaphor or an abstract concept, but a tangible reality that Jesus called the body of light, an energetic structure that exists simultaneously with your physical body, yet operates at a completely different frequency. This extraordinary document describes how Jesus specifically taught Mary Magdalene, John, and other chosen disciples how to activate this dormant dimension of their being. The text details step by step, breath by breath, word by word, how to shift your consciousness from operating purely in physical matter to operating simultaneously in divine light. Jesus precisely described what would happen when the body of light was activated, what signs to look for, how it would feel, and most importantly, why the powers of this world would do everything possible to prevent humans from discovering they possess this ability. This knowledge was deliberately removed from the official Gospels when the Church consolidated power in the 4th century. Entire chapters were eliminated, manuscripts were burned, and teachers who transmitted this wisdom were persecuted. Why? Because this teaching represents the greatest possible threat to institutionalized religious control. Imagine discovering that you don't need intermediaries to access the divine, that you don't require sacraments, rituals, or external approval to connect with your spiritual nature. That within you exists a conscious vehicle of light that transcends physical death and escapes the control of the forces that govern this material world. This is the truth that religious authorities feared you would discover. And this is the technique I'm going to share with you today. Not as theory, not as philosophy, but as a practical method that Jesus taught his closest disciples, those who were ready to receive this transformative knowledge. To fully understand what we're activating, we first need to recognize a fundamental truth about our nature. You are not just a physical body with a soul inside. In reality, you exist simultaneously in multiple dimensions, occupying several bodies that share the same space. This multidimensional understanding of human existence was central to early Christian teachings before they were filtered and edited to fit the institutional narrative. The physical body you identify as yourself is only the densest, slowest vibrating layer. It's the vehicle that operates in the material realm, created by what the Gnostics called the demiurge, an entity many texts describe as a false god, creator only of the material world, but not of divine essence. This physical body, while important for our experience on this plane, is just a small fraction of who you truly are. Interpenetrating and enveloping this physical body is your body of light, made not of matter, but of luminous consciousness. This body exists at the frequency of what the Gnostics called the monad, the true source, the divine fullness, what some traditions call the true God or original source. It came with you when your divine spark descended into matter and is the vehicle through which you will eventually return to your origin. The Gnostics understood that there are 3 types of human beings in this world. Hylics are purely material, without a divine spark and without a body of light. They are completely identified with material existence and have no aspiration or capacity to transcend it. Psychics possess a partial version, a fragmented body of light that occasionally flickers but never fully activates. They have spiritual intuitions but remain trapped in belief systems and external authorities. And then there are the pneumatics, the bearers of the divine spark, those who carry a complete and intact body of light, just waiting to be recognized and activated. These are the ones Jesus called the chosen, not out of elitism, but out of recognition of their essential nature. If you feel a deep longing for something beyond this material world, if you've always had the sense of not quite belonging to this reality, if something within you resonates with what I'm sharing right now, that's your body of light signaling its presence. It's been trying to get your attention your whole life. That feeling that there's more to existence than what your physical eyes can see. That yearning for a deeper connection with the cosmos. That intuitive certainty that you are here for a greater purpose. All are signs of your body of light trying to awaken. When activated, the body of light does something extraordinary. It shifts your vibrational frequency beyond the reach of the forces the Gnostics called the archons. These beings, described in Gnostic texts as the guardians or rulers of this material realm, control only the dense frequencies of matter. They can manipulate physical realities, emotional states, and mental patterns. Anything that operates in the slower, denser vibrations, their dominion extends only as far as human consciousness remains identified exclusively with the physical body and its desires. But the body of light operates at the frequency of pure consciousness, of divine light. And at that frequency, the archons are completely blind. They cannot see you, they cannot touch you, they cannot access your energy or manipulate your choices. You will still be physically present in the material world, still interacting with physical reality, but energetically and spiritually, you will have stepped out of the control system. It's like operating on a radio frequency that the controllers simply cannot access or interfere with. This is why this teaching was reserved only for those who were ready, not because it was elitist, but because it represents a fundamental shift in how you exist in this world. Once activated, there's no going back to purely material identification. You become aware of your dual nature, physical and luminous. And this awareness permanently changes your relationship with reality. The early Christian communities, before the institutionalization of the church, practiced the activation of the body of light as their central initiation. When someone was ready, they received this technique. This direct knowledge eliminates the need for religious authority. You don't need someone to interpret the divine for you when you are directly experiencing your own divine nature. You don't need salvation from sin when you understand that you are not a fallen sinner, but a divine spark in temporary exile. You don't need sacraments, rituals, or institutional approval when you can activate your own body of light and access the monad directly. This spiritual autonomy is precisely what religious institutions feared and still fear. When the church consolidated its power in the 4th century, when Constantine's empire transformed Christianity into a state religion, the bishops made a strategic choice. They kept the stories about Jesus, they kept the moral teachings, they kept the promise of salvation, but they systematically eliminated all techniques that gave individuals direct access to divine power. The activation of the body of light was at the top of that list. The texts that survived, the Pistis Sophia, the Gospel of Philip, fragments of the Gospel of Thomas, preserved parts of this teaching. But the church destroyed complete manuscripts, declared Gnostic Christianity a heresy, persecuted and killed teachers who knew the techniques, and replaced direct spiritual activation with a system of belief, obedience, and institutional dependence. The fact that they not only ignored this teaching, but spent immense resources over centuries trying to eradicate every trace of it, suggests something profound. This teaching actually works. Activating your body of light actually makes you ungovernable, unreachable, and free. This level of effort to suppress knowledge only makes sense if that knowledge truly has the power to liberate people from external control. Now I'm going to share with you the exact technique that Jesus taught for the activation of the body of light, as preserved in fragments of the Pistis Sophia and the Gospel of Philip. This technique is structured in 4 steps, each building upon the previous one. When you complete all 4, the activation will become permanent. Understand that this is a one-way door. Once you cross, you cannot return to purely material identification. You will operate as a conscious being of light for the rest of your time in this realm and beyond. This is not a decision to be taken lightly, but if you've come this far, something in you has already recognized the truth of what I'm sharing. The first step is conscious recognition. You cannot activate what you don't recognize exists. So the first step is to consciously recognize that you are not just a physical body, you are divine light temporarily wearing a body. This recognition is not just intellectual, but visceral, a deep acceptance of your true nature. Tonight, before you begin the activation, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit or lie down comfortably. Close your eyes and verbalize this recognition out loud. I am not this body, I am the consciousness of light that dwells in this body. Repeat this 3 times slowly, feeling the weight and truth of each word. Allow this truth to resonate in every cell of your being. You are not affirming something you hope to be true. You are recognizing something that is already true but has been forgotten. This recognition creates an opening in material identification, allowing your consciousness to begin perceiving beyond the physical. It's like opening a door that has been locked for a long time. After speaking 3 times, remain in silence for 2 minutes, simply observing what arises. Don't force any experiences or sensations. Just be present and aware. You may begin to feel a subtle presence in your body, like a second skin made of energy. This is the first sensation of your body of light beginning to respond to your conscious attention. Some people describe it as a subtle tingling, a sense of expansion, or simply a presence that wasn't there before. The second step is where the activation becomes physical. The body of light responds to breath combined with intention. This is a technique that Jesus specifically taught in the Pistis Sophia, and that was preserved despite attempts to eradicate it. Visualize a pure red light above your head, not ordinary sunlight, but conscious, living, intelligent light. This specific color is important. Red represents the fundamental frequency of the body of light in its initial state of activation. It is the color of life, vitality, primordial life force. As you slowly inhale through your nose, visualize this red light descending through the crown of your head, down your spine, filling your entire torso with luminous red energy. Feel it flowing like a luminous liquid, filling every space within you. As you slowly exhale through your mouth, visualize this red light expanding from your center, forming a radiant body of light, extending approximately 2 handbreadths beyond your physical skin in all directions. See it creating a luminous outline that follows the shape of your physical body but is larger, more expansive. Inhale, bring the light into your body. Exhale, expand the light outward, giving it form. This rhythm of contraction and expansion is fundamental to the activation process. It is the pulse of divine consciousness manifesting in form. Do this for 7 complete breaths, not 6, not 8, 7. The number is specific and significant in Gnostic teachings, representing completeness and perfection. Each breath should be deep, slow, and intentional, with your consciousness fully present in the process. With the 7th breath, you should feel or perceive an energetic presence distinct from your physical body. This is your body of light beginning to consciously take shape in your perception. Some people see it with their eyes closed, like a red luminosity enveloping their body. Others feel it as heat, vibration, or a palpable presence. Some simply know it's there, an inner certainty that transcends common sensory perception. All these responses are valid. The body is awakening, and each person experiences it according to their unique sensitivity. The 3rd step is the declaration of activation. Now that you have recognized your dual nature and breathed your body of light into conscious form, you need to seal the activation with the spoken word. This is a fundamental principle in many esoteric traditions, the creative power of sound and word. Sound creates reality, frequency organizes energy. And when you verbalize the truth about your nature, you are not making something happen. You are declaring what is already real and bringing it into manifestation. It is an act of alignment with your true identity, a verbal recognition that solidifies the energetic shift taking place. The phrase Jesus taught is preserved in fragments in various texts, but its essence is consistent. Speak aloud 3 times. I am the embodied light. I am the consciousness of the monad in form. Speak with conviction, with authority, with the knowledge that you are declaring a fundamental truth about your nature. The first time, you are declaring. The second, you are reinforcing. The third, you are sealing. This triple pattern is significant, representing the 3 levels of reality: material, psychic, and pneumatic. Your declaration cuts across all 3, aligning them into a single coherent truth. After the 3rd repetition, you will feel something shift. It may be subtle, a sense of expansion, a feeling of lightness, an inner knowing that something fundamental has just transformed. Or it may be dramatic, a surge of energy, a sudden shift in perception, intensified visual or sensory clarity. This is the activation occurring. Your body of light has just shifted from dormant to active. Your consciousness has just gained access to a vehicle that operates beyond material death, beyond the control of the archons, beyond the trap of reincarnation. This is a moment of profound transformation, the moment you begin to exist consciously in two frequencies simultaneously. The fourth and final step is to learn to maintain awareness of both bodies simultaneously. This is what the Gnostics called the stance, existing consciously in both dimensions, material and spiritual, at the same time. It's not about abandoning the physical to dwell only in the spiritual, nor about ignoring the spiritual to focus only on the physical. It's about integration, the ability to fully inhabit both realities simultaneously. For the next 3 minutes after speaking the activation declaration, sit or stand in silence, with your eyes closed. Feel your physical body, its weight, its temperature, its density, the sensation of gravity, your breath, your heartbeat, and simultaneously feel your body of light, its expansion, its luminosity, its subtle vibration, its lightness, its boundless nature. Hold both in your awareness, physical and light, material and divine, density and radiance. This is your natural state. This is how pneumatics were designed to operate, not trapped in matter, not floating in spirit, but existing in the intersection, aware of both, operating in both. It is a state of complete integration where the divine and the human coexist in conscious harmony. When you can feel both bodies simultaneously, even for a few seconds, the integration is complete. You are no longer just a human trying to be spiritual. You are a luminous being, aware that you are wearing a human form. And that distinction changes everything about how you experience this realm. You are still fully present in the physical world, but you are no longer limited by it or exclusively identified with it. Perform all 4 steps tonight in order without skipping any. The complete process takes about 15 minutes. Then repeat for 6 more nights, 7 nights in total. This 7-day cycle is important. It represents a complete cycle of transformation, just as the week represents a complete cycle of creation in sacred texts. On the 7th night, the activation will become permanent. Your body of light will remain active. Whether you are consciously focusing on it or not, it will become your new baseline, your new normal. Dual consciousness, physical and luminous, will be your default experience of reality, and you will begin to notice the signs that prove the technique worked. In the first few days after initiating the activation, observe the following. First, you will feel a distinct energetic presence beyond your physical body. Not imagination, but a real sensation, like wearing a second skin made of warm light. It's strongest right after activation, but remains noticeable throughout the day. You may notice it especially upon waking in the morning or during quiet moments throughout the day. It's a feeling of being larger than your physical body, of occupying more space than your material form suggests. Second, your perception will dramatically expand. You will begin to immediately sense the energy around people, reading the quality of environments without anyone speaking, seeing beyond physical appearance into spiritual states. You will notice that you can perceive people's intentions, the energy of a place, the quality of an interaction, all at a much deeper and more immediate level than before. Third, your lucid dreams will increase. Your body of light functions freely while your physical body sleeps, and you will have vivid, conscious dreams in which you will be fully aware, receiving teachings, navigating non-physical dimensions. You may find yourself in environments that seem more real than physical reality, interacting with beings of light, accessing information and knowledge that were not available to you before. Keep a journal of these dreams. They contain important guidance for your path. Fourth, the manipulations of the archons will cease to affect you. Thought patterns that used to entrap you, fear, anxiety, intrusive negativity, paralyzing doubt, will suddenly feel distant, external, as if they are happening around you, but not to you. This is your frequency shift. The archons can no longer reach the frequency of the body of light. You will still perceive these energies attempting to influence you, but they will no longer have the same power over you. It's like watching someone trying to manipulate a puppet whose strings have been cut. Fifth, your emotional involvement with material drama will diminish. Not apathy, not disconnection. You will still care deeply about others in the world, but you will be observing with vertical awareness instead of being consumed by horizontal chaos. You will find a new ability to remain centered amidst turbulence, to respond instead of reacting, to see the bigger picture, even when others are caught in details. This is the perspective of the body of light, a broader, clearer, and more compassionate view of reality. Sixth, synchronicities will massively intensify. You think of someone, and that person contacts you within hours. You need a piece of information, and it appears on the same day. You ponder a question, and the answer emerges from unexpected sources. Reality responds to the frequency of the monad, constantly arranging meaningful coincidences around you. Seventh, other people will sense something different about you without having words to describe it. You look different. Something has changed. You have a presence now. This is them unconsciously detecting your activated body of light. Some may feel inexplicably drawn to you, while others may feel uncomfortable without knowing why. Both reactions are responses to your altered frequency. Some resonate with it, others resist it. This is normal and expected. If you experience 4 or more of these signs within a few days, your body of light has been successfully activated. You are no longer purely physical. You are conscious light temporarily inhabiting a material form. And once the activation is complete, it is permanent. You have exited unconscious material identification forever. Jesus taught the chosen how to activate the body of light. The church removed the chapter. The archons tried to suppress the knowledge, but now you have it. All 4 steps: recognition, breathing light into form, declaration of activation, integration. Tonight, before you sleep, perform all 4 steps in order. Then repeat for 6 more nights, 7 nights in total. On the 7th night, your body of light will be permanently active. You will be operating at the frequency of the monad, and the archons will lose access to you forever. If you are committed to activating your body of light tonight, comment luminous below. Declare your intention publicly. This act of public declaration strengthens your resolve and connects you with others who are on the same path. If this ancient knowledge has awakened something deep within your soul and changed how you perceive your own existence, subscribe and like the channel. We are unearthing the history they tried to bury forever. Cultivate your luminous future. The next treasure of hidden wisdom will be revealed soon.